Okay, so the Yankees just made a roster move. Okay, they brought up a Harrison Bader. He's back. They optioned out Franchi Cordero back to AAA. It was kind of inevitable. I also think this makes him probably one step closer to officially moving on from Aaron Hicks. So I feel a little bit better that the Yankees are actually actively making moves that could facilitate something like that. Yeah, and I think a lot of fans would love that too. A lot of fans would love to see Hal actually move on from the guy and maybe eat money or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Okay, but that's the roster move. But I want to thank everybody that joined last night on the live stream after probably the worst game of the season, the worst loss of the season for this team, because there was a lot of upset and fired up people when everybody got to vet, and there was a lot of agreements and disagreements. But and again, I think it really helped elevate the conversation. And again, it's okay to disagree with me on stuff, and it's okay for me to disagree with you on stuff. That's what elevates this conversation on this channel. I don't expect people to agree with me all the time, and that's not realistic, okay? And that's boring, to be honest with you. I like both, okay? I want you to push me. It makes the channel better, okay? And again, I disagree with you. That doesn't mean I'm right and you're wrong, okay? That's what's welcomed on this channel. And again, there's too many, and I'll say this, and again, thank you to all yous, and it's absolutely justified. And I think, it's people are right to feel the way that they do right now. And again, how could you not? Our team is playing terrible. We're in last place. There's a lot of problems, and they need to right the ship. And my question to you today is, what are the actual solutions? Solutions. And what do I mean by that? Well, I get a lot of fire Boone, fire Cashman. Those are ideas. Okay. What happens after that is a potential solution. So what happens after that is my question to you. I get a lot of folks are fired up. They want, I get it. I totally get it. But this is one reason I press people sometimes on the channel, right? I ask questions. It doesn't mean I'm shutting you down or discounting your thoughts and feelings. I want to know what comes next. I want to elevate your thought process and your perspective. That's why I want to make I don't want to be like other channels and other content creators. I don't. Okay. I want to make our place unique in this regard, and a lot of other regards too. Far too often do I see too many sources peddle constant anti-Boone, anti-Cashman stuff without offering any constructive solutions for anything. Okay? To me, that's not productive, and that's not the way I want to do things here. That doesn't mean I don't want you to vent and say what you want to say. Go right ahead. I would just appreciate, and this is one reason I ask, what's next? Who do we replace these guys with, right? And why are we only holding Boone and Cashman accountable? Where the hell is Hal? Why are we not holding players accountable? It's their job. These guys are paid millions of dollars. Like last night was a good example, because hardly anybody agreed that Boone should have come out and taken Herman out. And actually, look, I thought it was his high pitch of the season. He had 88. He actually threw 91 pitches against the Blue Jays several weeks prior to that in a 6-1 loss, where he actually pitched pretty decent. Had 2 mistake pitches. It happened, right? So, but he's gone 6+ innings in his last 4 starts, so he's given them length. But this is the same guy that, people weeks ago were bashing and saying, oh, he's not. He's dog shit. We got to get rid of him. And now he had a good game last night. It's a completely different attitude. Okay. Do I appreciate what he did last night? Yes. And he deserved that ovation? Hell yeah. I could see the reason why Boone would have taken him out. I don't necessarily agree with the whole thing, but I could see it. And again, it's Clay Holmes' job to do the next. He only had to do was get 2 outs. There was 1 out when he came in with 1 guy on. Okay, he could have gotten it done. And he loaded the base, then he gave up the base load hit, which tied the game. And then Wandy Peralta came in, who's usually been pretty stellar, and he walked in the go-ahead run, causing the Yankees to lose. So neither one of the bullpen guys did their job. So that has to be considered too, at least in my opinion. But I mean, and I've said this too. I think the Yankees would be wise to get another reliever, a power arm. And I've also said calling up Matt Crooks, so we're not constantly relying on Wandy Peralta to be the only lefty here to clean up messes, is not a good idea. So I'm hoping that they'll consider that moving forward. I mean, I really do. We'll see what they do. There's a lot of moves that happen. We've got a lot of guys on the IL, which sucks. And, there's a lot of different holes in this team that need to be addressed. Were they all addressed this offseason? No, but people did beg for him to bring back Judge, which he did. There were people saying, "Oh, bring him give him a blank check." Remember that? I got millions of comments. Give him a blank check, whatever, and blah blah blah. Okay. And then we also begged for Rodon. He signed him too. Okay, 2 of the big fish. Did he bring back Benintendi? No, but Benintendi made it clear he didn't want to come back. He didn't want to be on this market. So fine. Okay, nothing you can do there. Brought in Canely. And again, but we're suffering way too many freaking injuries. And I do think, honestly, that the training staff and to a degree the coaches and managers too, but the training staff and the analytics department need to be heavily vetted now, heavily analyzed and looked at. Maybe they need to change something there because the Yankees get hurt far too often and way more than any other teams. And I don't understand. And the fact is, and this is not defending Boone, but you fire Boone, doesn't change who Clay Holmes is, Aaron Hicks, all these other guys. Doesn't change them. You still get the same players. So no matter who you bring in, Joe Madden, Don Mattingly, Mike Shaw, you're still getting the same personnel. Okay? So, and again, as much as people say too, Boone can't manage, he's lost the dugout. Well, look at Joe Madden. He got fired from LA with one of the better dugouts. So it doesn't, there's no magic person. There's no magic formula. And again, this is why I say, what comes after fire Boone, fire Cashman? I want to know what your thoughts are after that. Let's come up with some ideas here. Okay, let's be part of the solution, or try to, instead of being part of the problem. Venting is okay, but how do you expect to be taken seriously? Like, you're not going to get a reasonable conversation if the only thing is bash, bash, bash. And if you don't believe me, you're not a real fan. We're the only real fans. That is horse shit. Okay, excuse my French. Okay, but it is. Okay, we're all real fans. We're passionate about our team. We're pissed off when they lose. So, I personally, and again, I don't want to be like other people, like other creators and influencers and whatever you call them. We do our thing here. All these opinions are they're all welcome. They differ, and again, it elevates the live streams. It elevates the conversation. And it's good to disagree. And the only thing I've said is too, like, those opinions, they vary, but they're all welcome here. As long as people are respectful, the only people I block on this channel are disrespectful, either me or other people on the channel. I'm not going to have somebody ruin the experience for other people here who take their time generously to join the live streams, to watch the videos, which I greatly appreciate, which is why I want the content to be as strong as possible for you. And to me, just sitting here bashing is not good content. Maybe what people want to hear on occasion. Okay, and I'll call people out, but just bashing without any constructive solutions behind it, it's a waste of time, in my opinion. Waste of time. So, and it's honestly, it's not good enough for you guys and gals. You folks are worth better content. Say accurate content, honest content. Okay, that's why I do the things that I do here. Okay, there's a time and a place for everything. There's a lot of niches, a lot of different, content creators who attract audiences, and which is great, which is cool. Everybody's doing their thing. That's just the way we do things here. So, and again, just because you disagree with me doesn't mean you're wrong and I'm right. And it's the same thing, vice versa. Okay, that's why I push you. That's why I ask what goes beyond the reaction that we're getting from 90% of the people. Okay, what goes beyond that is potentially the solution. So, and I'd like to be part of that. I like to push people to be part of that. And do I wish? That's why I got to give a shout out to Chris Kirsch from The Atlantic. And he's one of the guys I had interviewed a couple months ago. He's kind of towing the line. He's pushing some people here. He's getting some constructive information out of people. And, shout out to Chris for that. Really well done. I hope you continue doing that. And I would love for other beat writers and folks to really push the powers that be in the Yankees. I would love for them to get freaking Hal on here and get him to answer questions. Are you going to be willing to eat a contract right now to help make the team better? And again, saying that everybody knows Hal is not like George. George was special, okay? And he loved to win just as much as he hated to lose. Hal, and we hate this too, that I feel like he runs the place like it's his hedge fund, or like his trust fund. Like, that to me, excuse me, is not how we want to run a historic team franchise here, right? So, but it's clear their priorities are different. Their objectives are different. That's one reason you have Cashman, because he's helping them maximize their goals and objectives. Okay, despite everybody's hate towards him. And I get it. He makes a lot of bonehead moves too. He's made a lot of good ones over the years, made a lot of bad ones. comes to the territory. But again, who would we replace him with that we know would be interested and would be better? And why would this person be better, he or she? Same thing with the Boone. If we replace him, who would we replace him with and why? Okay, and do we know if anybody's interested? You know, this is why I don't like just making assumptions and going blanking and attacking people without having any constructive information on the other side. I mean, I'd like to know if somebody's actually interested in a potential. I mean, that would be really helpful to know. It's not like we're going to get that type of intel from folks because some type of stuff in Yankee land just happens without us knowing. So this happens behind closed doors. That's how they do it. They're on DL like super ninja operators over there. And it's, you know, it's fascinating, but at the same time frustrating for fans, and I get it. And again, this fan base is passionate, well-informed, right? And they're angry and frustrated because they're passionate and well-informed. They know we should be doing better, okay? But again, that's why I don't subscribe to just a few sources, just peddle nonstop bashing up Cashman and Boone without anything to offer beyond that. So I like to do it a little bit differently. That's why, and I want you folks to do things differently here too. If you don't mind, if you have ideas, share them. Your opinions are important, whether we agree with them or not. They're important. I want you to feel like you're part of a community, part of a family here, not just here to agree with me. Okay, that's not fun. Fun is you pushing me to make this. And I've said this repeatedly, and I'll continue to say it. It's you folks that make this channel better. It's you folks that push me to make it better. Okay. And I appreciate that. I thank you for all of that. That to me is very, very important. Okay. And I want you to feel like that's true. Okay. And I want you to push me. I want you to disagree with if you disagree, and expect it back in return on occasion. I would be cheating you if I didn't disagree with you or push you back. I'm not going to just blanketly ignore you. It's not fair. It's not fair. So the question today is, what are the solutions? Okay. Let's get into this, baby. All right, guys and gals, give me your honest feedback. Okay, what's beyond firing Cashman and Boone? That doesn't seem to be the two gut reactions by almost everybody, which is fine. But what happens after that that makes it better? What players should we be looking at? What player? I mean, yeah, we'd love to get rid of Hicks, no doubt about it. And I think folks want to get rid of Donaldson, no doubt about it. If he's willing to eat these contracts or parts of them, would you be happy with that? And again, who would you replace them with? There's some guys in the farm that I think deserve a shot. I hope Bauer comes back healthy, and I'm glad that Bader's back now. Okay, I think he's going to bring a different dynamic to the team. He's going to bring that sorely needed defense that we haven't really had much in the outfield. So that's welcome. Hopefully his bat will come around too. So, but I think he'll bring that energy and swag back to the team too that they need, because it looks lifeless right now, this place. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it, gang. And I'll be back later, obviously, with the lineups, and hopefully we'll celebrate a freaking win. Gerrit Cole's on the mound tonight, so I always feel good when Gerrit Cole's on the mound. Let's go.